What's up, Snorter the Crew? It's yours truly, Snorter. They're right now, but again, to teen killer forced to tell mom about his crime. Hey, man. So, the young niggas, this shit, y'all think it took over 2024. Whole time, 2025 is gonna be the peak for that shit. This shit about to get haywire. Just let it play out. But 2025 is gonna be an epidemic. Pandemic on the shit. I don't know if I can say them words on YouTube, but for real, these young niggas getting bolder and crazier. They ain't caring about nothing, and they learning the law a little bit too. They learning the law a little bit too. They go down for a body. They know they getting out by 21. If they do right in the courts, cause the courts are gonna prolong the shit till motherfuckers is 18, 19. But anyway, the 2025, the young niggas gonna shock y'all again. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see if we get 3,500 likes on this one. Yep, claps, after the claps. First like, first comment, first like, first comment. Come on, fuck with me.
No, it's on the side of her head. This saying she's pregnant too. Take a deep breath.
This woman was just informed that her daughter, Tiara Harris, was shot in a gang-related incident and is in critical condition.
They just were shooting, and the blood just started dripping from her head, like shooting them under the ambulance. Like, I can't even talk right now, bro.
Her boyfriend rushed her to the hospital, but sadly, it was already too late. And the worst part, Tiara had nothing to do with the shootout. She was an innocent bystander. A simple mix-up left an innocent, pregnant mother of
Gang 1 and Gang 2. Wait a minute. Gang 2. Boom, they blitzing at Gang 1. And Gang 1 blitzing at the innocent people. Right. Just right. That's all I gotta say.
2 dead.
What Mike is that? The AKG. P120.
Her children now motherless, and her family absolutely heartbroken. The police now face a grueling investigation. However, with everyone involved supposedly being gang members, catching the killers would prove to be much harder than anything they'd done before. We've been in touch with Yolanda, the mother featured in this video, and are proud to share that half of the video's profits will be donated to the Akron-based charity First Glance Student Center. At 7:29.
I know this is Yolanda's daughter. Is that her profit? That's her non-profit or something? I feel like if it was, y'all would have stated that. But, okay, I'm gonna just leave it alone. That's a nice gesture. Yeah.
9 p.m. on April 14th, Akron Police Department would receive multiple calls reporting dozens of gunshots being fired out of 1492 Rockaway Street. Witnesses would describe what seemed like a gang-related shooting with
Look. This will be blowing me, man.
Rockaway Street. Witnesses would describe
it's like no coordination, no nothing. Man, if niggas like had like some coordination with they shit, with they drills, you know, marching as a one band, one sound, it wouldn't be none of this whole little mix up. Watch Buddy coming up the hill. He's slipping and falling, but he's still shooting. Whole time he can have something to go through a window, hit somebody that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. All because he's slipping and falling and doing this. No BS, no BS. If you go to the range, you'll see these type of things. If that barrel of your gun off just by the inch, 2, 3, it changes the whole trajectory. It changes the whole trajectory. Like, this is straightforward. Boom, we shooting just like this. Fa. Now we move this bitch over just much. Boy, that could be 1,000 feet that way. No BS. The bullet might hit something straight 1,000 feet. I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to this whole drilling, gang type stuff, innocent death probably is one of the worst things. It always get me. Innocent people, it always get me. They didn't sign up for that. It always get me. Even the kids. The kids get caught up in the mix. I remember one video I did, you know, the little boy dad was, he gang heavy. I can't remember precisely what went on, but the dad's op came and lured the little boy. It was one of his dad's ex-friends or something. You know, old friends or something. Lured the little boy to the candy store, telling we got candy for you. Boy, killed the little boy. Boy, I about cried on the video. I ain't no emotional, sentimental ass nigga, but it's like, that little boy, he ain't do shit. Why he ain't do all that? I ain't gonna lie, it slick touched the spot I didn't even know I had for real.
What seemed like a gang-related shooting with multiple cars speeding away from the scene, one being a silver 4-door Chevy. Police managed to quickly track down the Chevy, following it as the driver sped across back roads in Akron. However, the Chevy wasn't actually running from the cops. It instead would pull over somewhere that concerned the cops even more. The hospital.
There's someone in the car still.
Yep. Hey, hold up. 5807. 5807.
Go ahead and shut the car off. Shut the car off. Shut the car off here. Go ahead and put your hands on top of your head, all right? Nope. Hands on top of your head. Step up. Step up.
Well, do we have someone checking High Street?
All right, man. Here, step back here to the back of the car. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
With the incident being reported as a gang-related shootout, police would assume the man driving the Chevy to be a gang member, meaning he would be very unlikely to talk to them. So instead, they decide to stop him in the back of a patrol car for later interrogation.
Man.
As this was going on, dozens of additional 911 calls would ring in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. God, leave.
Witnesses would arrive at the Akron Police Department to give their testimonies, and more cars.
Ohio, Akron. That's right outside of Cleveland. I do know something about Cleveland. Do I need to tell? What's Buddy's name? What we call Buddy? Man, I forgot his name, but he was a tall dude from Cleveland. Came in and slapped the nigga.
Would arrive at the hospital.
It was like one of them it wasn't like a, it was like a, damn, I hit the earring and shit. That shit hurt it.
Most importantly, though, 4 miles away, a young woman would be placed in an ambulance under critical condition with a bullet wound to her head.
No, this is
Turns
some
out
old college stuff, bro. I'm talking about some old college stuff.
all of this
My
would
college,
be connected
when I
to a
went to
large
school.
group of reckless shooters.
And I went to school in
It's
Ohio.
at this point
so-
that we need to step in. This is one of the most complex and mysterious cases we've ever covered. So we need to break down some details first in order for you to fully understand the case itself and how well the police handled every single step of solving it. At 7:22 p.m., a car arrived at 1492 Rockaway Street carrying a number of people who started hanging out with some friends on the side of the road. This group included Javier Small, Lanier Worthy, and Jonte Smith. Everything seemed fine until 7:29 p.m., a black vehicle reversed into the street carrying Tiara Harris and her boyfriend George.
That's why they got shot. He looked suspicious. Mighty suspicious.
Her boyfriend recognized some of the people on the sidewalk and wanted to back up and say hi to them. At that very moment, on the other end of the street, 3 men emerged from an unrelated vehicle and started firing bullets.
Man, that's crazy.
These men were Zaire Saunders, 17-year-old Antonio Whitaker, and Darion Rackley, all affiliated with the gang BBM.
I hear the ages. Everybody's 17, 18, teen.
A notoriously
teen.
violent gang active in Akron at the time. There was also the driver of the car, Jeremiah Williams. Their shots scattered the group on the sidewalk, with everyone running for cover. In the panic, Jonte and Javier drew their guns and began to shoot back. Bullets
Shoot back is
active
crazy.
in Akron at the time. There was also the driver
They got to shooting at somebody else.
of the car, Jeremiah Williams.
And I noticed that when they pulled Buddy out the car. Look how it looked when they pulled Buddy out the car. You see the glass is coming out. Where is it going? Straight forward. Where that car was. He was shooting at the black car. Or whoever was right there was shooting at the black car. Man, shooting the wrong way.
These men were Zaire Saunders, 17-year-old Antonio Whitaker, and Darion Rackley, all affiliated with the gang.
It's low-key his damn fault partially. He in fact was not saying hi to them. You know that for sure.
BBM, a notoriously violent gang active in Akron at the time. There was also the driver of the car, Jeremiah Williams. Their shots scattered the group on the sidewalk, with everyone running for cover. In the panic, Jonte and Javier drew their guns and began to shoot back. Bullets went back and forth, and everyone went into a panic as they realized their lives were at risk and a bullet could strike them at any moment. Seconds later, the dust settled, and the BBM members Zaire, Antonio, and Darion.
Now did you say that? The timing was hella funny. Why are you on that with your shit in the car, bro? I ain't gonna lie. Nowadays, these chicks be with that. Hold on, Chad. Let me go. What I'm grabbing out of there? Some gun. Hell yeah. But yeah, nowadays, the chicks be into that little overly gangster stuff on some real Bonnie and Clyde type timing, but a real reasonable man wouldn't even have his shit around that. The less she know, the better, you know? Or the less she around, the better. Now that bag, that reverse was hella suspicious. That putting that car in reverse was suspicious. Like, but for all we know, cause we ain't hear no audio, he could be yelling out the car like, "What's up, nigga? Hey, what's up, boy?" You know?
Marion fled the scene. However, a grueling silence would ring throughout the street as Tiara's boyfriend, George, realized Tiara was the sole victim of the shooting. With BBM splitting up and running in different directions, George flooring it to the hospital, and everyone on the sidewalk either heading inside or preparing to head to the hospital too, cops would begin the grueling task of figuring out what just happened, and who, ultimately, was the one that fired the killing shot. Now that you understand exactly what happened, we can join the police as they try to figure out what just went down and how to solve the developing mystery. Remember that all the cops have received at this point is a phone call alerting them to the shooting and a description of the silver Chevy they've just pulled a gang member from.
There's another victim that's at we don't know where that victim's going to go. There's a possibility that victim may be deceased.
Yeah, they got shot. Okay.
Someone's got to go check, probably.
Two of the officers ran over to the front of the hospital and discovered Javier Small and his girlfriend in complete distress.
He can't go with you in that room
because she gotta go to get checked out. Hang tight.
As it turns out, another girl was also hit in the shooting. That being this man's girlfriend. Luckily, she was only shot in the...
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you something. 20 years ago, niggas reacted like this all the time. I hate the fact the cameras is on and everybody too tough now. Everybody too tough. Like, I ain't shed a tear in 90 years.
Leg. But he was still extremely distraught and horrified about the whole incident.
Bro, I'm on house arrest. I gotta go. Go to the hospital. Come on, bro. I gotta go to the hospital with my girl, bro.
We'll get you. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. I'll tell you how
I just got in the car. I don't know, bro. My girl just got shot, bro. No.
Despite how distraught this guy...
He is overdoing it just a little bit. He is overdoing it just a little too much, in my opinion. I don't know if he's trying to sell it to the officers or what.
He was a passenger in the Chevy, which they just found multiple firearms inside of. So police promptly arrested him.
Hey, Palfy, we'll take him over here.
Across town, however, there's someone in a much worse position. Tiara Harris, the passenger in the black car.
Can I open that up?
I'm trying to. Alright. They're saying she's pregnant too. How pregnant is she? How far along? 2 weeks pregnant. Okay. 2 weeks. Maybe 2? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
44, there is a flyer on the
Am I allowed to ride in the car with her though to the hospital?
Not right now. I'm sorry, man.
Bro, Yanni just got shot. I mean, she just got shot. Bro, just in the car, just driving down the street in Kenworth, driving from over there, and they just was shooting. None of the glass broke, but she wasn't like moving or talking. So I just brought her, and the blood just started dripping from her head, like, bro, we see in the hospital, she's in the ambulance, like, I can't even talk right now, bro.
Tiara was immediately rushed to the local hospital, and her boyfriend George was brought in for questioning. He wasn't a lead suspect, but police did find it odd that he just happened to arrive at the site of a violent shooting right as it all went down. He would claim to be...
Let me see that one more time.
Tiara was...
Hey, I'm gonna make a big screen for y'all.
Immediately rushed to the local hospital, and her boyfriend George was brought in for questioning. He wasn't a lead suspect, but police did.
Like that whole shit look kind of wacky now. You know, like damn, you rode past once and didn't know nobody out there. Now you know motherfuckers out there. Now that you 50 feet ahead of the niggas that you claiming that you know, it kind of do look like it's a play being ran. It don't help him.
Find it odd that he just happened to arrive at the site of a violent shooting right as it all went down. He would claim to be innocent and actually...
Now peep how he reversed and they pop out the whip. Some more suspicious things.
For questioning. He wasn't a lead suspect, but police did find...
Well, if that was the cue to get the dumping, he bagged up way too far.
Odd that he just happened to arrive at the site of a...
And then he popped out the window? Yeah, if that was a cue, all he had to do was bag up about 3 feet, hit that motherfucker back and drive and go. He didn't even have to bag up. All he had to do was put it in reverse. Then drop it back out of reverse because the light's gonna automatically pop on.
A violent shooting right as it all went down. He would claim to be innocent and actually provide a detailed description of everything that went down that night.
You turned off here, so
no, boom, no, I didn't. I came this way, and I said, "What y'all got? Like, what y'all got going on over here?" Like, I'm like basically saying, "Y'all good?"
Right.
As soon as I said that, somebody from down here got to just shooting a gun that just kept shooting. That's all I know. But I didn't hear.
I hope them detectives ask him who did he know from over there. They make them want to ask him that. Nigga, you don't ask that to strangers. You don't ask no type of stuff like that to strangers. You just don't.
Nobody.
So you're right there, and then you heard that. How many shots did you hear?
Man, I can't even recall. It was a lot. And then as soon as I
So you were facing this way?
No.
You literally backed all the way on.
Say I'm coming down here in this Rockaway. This would be Rockaway.
Okay.
Now I backed up.
Oh, so you backed. So the back of your car was facing that way.
And I'm like, is y'all? I'm like, what y'all got going on? Like, I look out just like that.
Like out the window?
Like, as soon as I even it should have been me. Like, you feel me? Because I'm the one that looked straight out the window. Like, are y'all all right? Y'all good? Type stuff.
The cops asked him why he was even there in the first place,
right.
To which he just said he knew a couple of people on the street and that he had absolutely no involvement in the shooting. He's claiming that when he peeked out the window, his friends mistook him for the shooter and began to fire bullet after bullet directly at his vehicle. According to him, it wasn't an accident, but a misunderstanding, making the whole situation even more tragic. With George's statement, they were a little clearer on the whole situation. But they'd made no progress into actually solving the case or tracking down the real perpetrators.
Get any time? I mean, what's his charge? What's his charge? I don't know. Let me take that back.
That was until they returned to the scene and spoke to a number of witnesses who had watched the entire event take place.
It was 2 African Americans. Where were they running? Young kids.
We know what he really wanted to say. You could just hear it in his voice. I was kind of more so asking myself that question, bro, but appreciate you.
They come from back there across his backyard next door and out the driveway.
They hopped the fence?
Black. He had a face mask on and had a 9mm. And then the other one had a semi-automatic rifle. And they were almost to the corner of the house running this way, and they both jumped the fence. Like when the kid in the hoodie jumped the maroon hoodie jumped the fence, he dropped the semi-automatic rifle at the driveway.
I was just out back cutting some stuff, and all I heard was just a barrage of bullets, fully auto. It wasn't 3-round burst, 4-round. It was fully auto.
Coming off fast.
Oh yeah, hot and loud and fast. And then I saw 2 guys. When I was out back, I could see through the backyards, through the fence. I saw a silhouette of 2 guys running up towards that street, returning single shots as they were running away.
Okay.
There's casings up here.
Oh, you found something?
Yeah.
I got more.
Okay.
How many did you hear, you think?
It was like 30.
Like where all these cones are at, probably that amount?
30 or 40. But this happened over there all the time.
Where's over there?
Right there, the house right there.
I heard a lot of gunfire, but when I first heard it, I thought it was a backfire because I saw this car sitting over here where all the cones are. He had his lights on. So I thought he was working on a car and it backfired real bad. Then I saw them loading people into cars to take them to the hospital, and I knew it wasn't, because this has happened so many times before. I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Right.
We can't go outside. Nothing.
Even with all this new information, though, the cops are only slightly closer to figuring out what happened. They were now at least able to confirm that one group of shooters rolled up and started the exchange before another responded, causing a huge exchange of bullets throughout the neighborhood. But they still had two major questions. Who were the shooters, and how was Tiara involved? Well, the cops had just spotted another witness that might be able to answer their questions. A woman who was actually on the street the moment the bullets started flying.
So you don't live here?
I'm not even from here. Oh, I was visiting.
So who owns the house?
Anitra Johnson.
Anitra? She is? Okay.
She was out to eat when I called her.
Okay. Everyone's okay though, right? The kids?
The kids, yes.
Yeah?
The kids are okay. I got them in the back watching TV.
Okay.
There was another girl outside. I think she got shot in the thigh or the leg. I think they took her probably to the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, was that a BB gun?
Bro, she got little up them stairs. Just watch. And she was so easy to give up Anitra's name.
Another witness.
I mean, I guess she can't really necessarily hide it because all you gotta do is just run information through the database and figure all that out.
Might be able to answer their question.
But they the house in question. Oh no, it's whatever.
A woman who was actually on the street the moment the bullets started flying.
So you don't live here?
I'm not even from here.
It depends how far away they was because all they could have heard, although you hear the fa-fas, all they could have heard was the cling cling and the shit clinging around and
I was visiting.
So who owns the house?
Anitra Johnson.
Anitra? She is? Okay.
She was out to eat when I called her.
Okay. Everyone's okay though, right? The kids?
The kids, yes.
Yeah?
The kids are okay. I got them in the back watching TV.
Okay.
There was another girl outside. I think she got shot in the thigh or the leg. I think they took her probably to the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, was that a BB gun? Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like, pow, pow, pow. It came through again. So I'm running up trying.
All right, how old girl get shot? Is she in the car or whatever? Hold on.
Group of shooters rolled up and started the exchange before another responded, causing a huge exchange of bullets throughout the neighborhood. But they still had two major questions. Who were the shooters, and how was Tiara involved? Well, the cops had just spotted another witness that might be able to answer their questions. A woman who was actually on the street the moment the bullets started flying.
So you don't live here?
I'm not even from here.
Oh,
I was visiting.
So who owns the house?
Anitra Johnson.
On the street the moment answer their questions. A woman who was actually on the street the moment the bullets started flying.
So you don't live here?
I'm not even from here.
Oh,
I see that.
So who owns the house?
Anitra Johnson.
Anitra? She is? Okay.
She was out to eat when I called her.
Okay. Everyone's okay though, right? The kids?
The kids, yes.
Yeah?
The kids
Okay.
are okay. I got them in the back watching TV.
Okay.
There was another girl outside. I think she got shot in the thigh or the leg. I think they took her probably to the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff.
That gotta be old girl right here. Now that I'm, that looked like Buddy that was crying earlier.
There was another girl outside. I think she got shot in the thigh or the
big
leg.
screen.
I think they took her probably to the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So I got them in the back watching TV.
Okay.
There was another girl outside. I think she got shot in the thigh or the leg. I think they took her probably to the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
Boom. Yeah, that looked like Buddy. And that like old chick that was in that wheelchair. So that's how they got hit. Or she. Look at the car in front of the house. Mickey boy, I got you. Buddy out the Impala. driver's seat, gets out, get the bucket. We came through that about 10 minutes ago. We already came to that conclusion 10 minutes ago. And then we came to the other conclusion that he bucked at the black car. We already came to this. I asked her, I was wondering how old girl got shot. Me thinking that she was just sitting in the car all the time. She was out playing with her boyfriend and auntie or whatever. I don't know who this lady is to them. Yeah, I was just wondering how old girl got shot. I thought she was just sitting in the car the whole time.
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots.
Look, like I see it.
I told him like, all right, we got a BB done.
Look, he get out bucket.
Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like pow, pow, pow. That came through again. So I'm running up.
Dang, look at the house though. Look at the house. Look at the SUV in front of the house. In the driveway.
To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, we got a BB done. Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like pow, pow, pow. That came through again. So I'm running up, I didn't even know where the gunshots came.
Y'all see?
Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, we got a BB done. Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like pow, pow, pow. That came through again. So I'm running up, I didn't even know where
he got the bucking too.
The gunshots came from. I'm running up, trying to grab the kids. They came through twice.
Okay. Did the house get?
I shot her thigh or the leg. I think they took her place in the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, we got a BB done. Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like pow, pow, pow. That came through again. So I'm running up, I didn't even know where the gunshots came from. I'm running up, trying to grab the kids. They came through twice.
Okay. Did the house get hit at all?
I mean, I don't even fuck. Is that a ball right here? I don't know. I was really just trying to grab the kids.
And you said it. So what? They got out of a Corolla.
They didn't even
She just sat there and fucking lied. Hold up. She got the off to the races. We seen that. She might run faster than Tyreek Hill.
You see?
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, we got a BB done. Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like pow, pow, pow. That came through again. So I'm running up, I didn't even know where the gunshots came from. I'm running up, trying to grab the kids. They came through twice.
Okay. Did the house get hit at all?
I mean, I don't even fuck. Is that a ball right here? I don't know. I was really just trying to grab the kids.
And you said it. So what? They got out of a Corolla.
They didn't even get out of the car.
Or they just started. They were hanging out.
They was
shooting?
hanging out shooting.
Okay. Did you see how many by chance? Three of them. Okay.
Now it's starting to sound a lot more like a drive-by shooting, notoriously one of the hardest types of crimes to solve, especially if the vehicle was stolen. The cops are starting to lose confidence that they'll ever find Tiara's killer, but then they decide to ask one simple question.
Ma'am, do those cameras work?
I believe so.
Okay.
She's on her way home.
Oh, she is? Okay, perfect.
There were CCTV cameras on the property, and as soon as the homeowner got back, they'd have access to the footage. So in just a few hours, the cops were able to put together just enough footage to understand exactly what happened. Remember, we already know all of this, but for the police, this was huge. Now they had a detailed timeline of the entire incident, including at what time it went down, how many people were involved, and which vehicles the suspects used. This would be very useful in the coming interrogations in terms of verifying their suspects' claims and pressuring them to confess. Police finally had a solid piece of evidence, and right as their case had started to build some substance, their biggest lead yet would step out right in front of them.
I have video of them carrying the girl that got shot.
I can put it on the SD card.
And that's not the same one that was at
She'll send her a link and then she can just upload it from there.
Right after they took off.
Not only had they seen the entire thing go down, but as soon as
it was Impala on Impala violence going on. That's crazy in itself. Everybody know that Impalas is a hood staple. Especially them bubble ones with the click, 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 click. See, you already know what I'm talking about. Them both was hood staples for real. Yep, that's crazy.
As they heard gunshots, they started recording. They managed to get this clear footage of a man getting into the same vehicle spotted at the shooting just minutes earlier. Now all they needed to do was track down the car using the visible license plate, and they'd have their first lead suspect. But with that said, these kids were no strangers to running from the police, and the officers would begin the hunt to find these evil teens. While all of this was going on, police had another, perhaps more nerve-wracking situation to handle. Tiara had passed away, and her family had no idea.
I'm currently not letting too many people in the hospital. Let's step over here and see where all these cruises are.
My car okay?
Where's your car at?
I'm right here because I didn't know.
Or this one?
Right here.
Sorry, which one? Okay. What's your daughter's name? You're here for your daughter?
Tiara Harris.
Tiara Harris. Say, have me stand right here next to the sign, and we'll have someone go over and talk to you, okay? Take a deep breath.
Is she okay?
I don't know the names of who they are currently, miss.
Just listen.
That motherfucker lying. I hate when they do that. She already mentally going through a lot right now, and you just sitting here bullshitting her, man. You ain't got it. I guess you do. I guess it's protocol. But that motherfucker lying. I don't like it one bit.
What?
Right here.
Sorry, which one? Okay. What's your daughter's name? You're here for your daughter?
Tiara Harris.
Tiara Harris. Say, have me stand right here next to the sign, and we'll have someone go over and talk to you, okay? Take a deep breath.
Is she okay?
I don't know the names of who they are currently, miss.
Just listen to the cop's tone here. He knows just how bad things are looking for Tiara, and he absolutely doesn't want to break that news to her mother yet, especially when he sees just how emotional she's starting to get. Tiara's autopsy showed a single bullet struck her in the head and remained there. While tragic, this information would allow police to identify the exact bullet type and then gun used to shoot Tiara. If they could find the owner of this gun, they would be able to match it to the bullet, and justice could be served for Tiara and her family.
Hey, come here!
They got a bunch of people showing
That's
up.
my son and my nephew.
Okay, well, listen, they can't go in. It's going to be you.
That should have let her know, right? Why she got to be the only one? That should have let her know a little something, you know?
Go in the car.
They telling us to wait outside.
I know. I'm going in. Go in my car.
The entire family is in distress, with her mom shaking and doing everything she can.
You got to use that prime sub.
And to stay strong in front of her kids. It's truly a nightmare situation.
Maybe we'll move a little faster. It's up to you, though.
And it only got worse from there. At around 8:30 p.m., they were informed that Tiara didn't make it. A bullet to the back of the head had ended her life, sending her family into complete grief and agony. Now, police knew that they absolutely had to catch the people that did this to Tiara, or risk letting down her and
Look at her mom's shaking right
and her entire family. At this point, police had 6 different suspects on the run, all tied to the shooting, and they would eventually manage to track down and get interrogations with all of them. Their start came in the form of a Facebook post by someone named Jeremiah Williams, describing
Facebook. Out of all places, too. Not even the gram. Not even X. Right.
Described as a member of the BBM gang. Apparently, the post consisted of him bragging about being at the shooting and escaping without getting caught. By using his Facebook profile, they'd find his address and pick him up for interrogation. With Jeremiah also being a supposed gang member, he too would prove to be extremely difficult to break. However, by using expert methods, police would actually get him to break completely, to the point where he actually started to cry.
You want some tissue? Yeah, that's true. How's it going, Jeremiah? Pretty good. Sorry for the wait, man. I'm Detective Smith. This is Detective Davis. Nice to meet you. Alright, man. So the reason why we have you sitting here talking to us is we need you to think back to April. There's an incident that happened on Rockaway. Remember this? This young lady got shot. Remember hearing about that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so during our investigation, your name's been coming up, but do you know about where you were that day, if you can? Or
I was definitely at home.
Apparently, Jeremiah also has an alibi, and even gives multiple names over that'll attest he wasn't on Rockaway that night.
You're at home. Yeah. Where was that, at Amherst?
Amherst. This was right before my mom moved to Louisiana. My best friend, Rob, talked to her sister, the girl that died, her sister, Diane or however you say her name. My best friend, Rob, was like in the kind of little...
Like dating?
Yeah, with her sister. And it was crazy. We got on Facebook and it was all over Facebook. Her sister had got killed and stuff. And my mom was like, ain't that the girl that came over here the other day? And we like, no, that was her little sister.
Has her little sister reached out to you guys or anything?
We haven't talked to her, and I don't talk to her at all for real, but.
So you were at your house?
Hold on, let me just peep. Parts of it sound like a lie because he can't even remember old girl name, but then he said I don't talk to her at all. So it's like, that's why you don't remember her name. But you had this motherfucker in your house. We putting people in our house that we don't know the name of. It's crazy.
House on Amherst.
Yeah.
Was there anyone with you that day?
My mom.
What's your mom's name?
My mom's name is April.
However, the detectives know this to be untrue. They know he was at the scene from the Facebook post he made. They know he...
But they not certain, though. They not certain. Please show us the Facebook post.
...did it, so they want to get a confession. Or even better, some information that might help put more people in handcuffs. The thing is, they're initially going to find that a lot harder than they'd hope.
I have to ask, do you recognize this car?
Dude, this was the car that was in that video. That's on Facebook.
So you remember it? Yeah. Have you ever been in this car?
No.
Do you know who drives this car or owns this car?
I don't know him by like name, but I know who he is. His name like Pa or something.
Pa?
That's what they call him.
Do you know, can you describe him?
That's funny because I don't even really know what he looks like. Like, I mean, every time I've seen him with a ski mask on.
Okay.
Like, I've never seen him outside of a ski mask.
Okay. All right. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your past. Like, have you ever been in trouble or anything?
Yeah. I'm actually right now. I got probation.
So, like, just a weapons possession charge is all you got?
It's like
nigga, you knew that already.
Carrying a concealed firearm in a motor vehicle.
Gotcha, yeah.
Jeremiah is making a conscious attempt to give as little information over as possible while still trying to seem cooperative. He's smart. He doesn't want to completely close himself off, as that'll make him seem guilty, but he also doesn't want to give up any vital information. The cops ask him who was there, where he was sitting in the car, even questions about the guns, but he refuses to speak, and he's starting to seriously frustrate the cops. But all this talk of courts and investigations doesn't seem to be getting them anywhere at all. So instead, they switch gears. They're going to be as direct as possible and give it to him straight. That's their last hope at getting him to crack.
What do your friends call you? Do you have a nickname or anything?
Jay.
We're just getting to know you, man.
Right.
Obviously, we can see that you're not a bad person. Just the vibes I'm getting.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're in here talking.
Jay, do not listen to that shit. He wants to throw you in jail for the longest time he can. That motherfucker is not your friend. I wish I could have told you that been in the corner of the room. Hey, that motherfucker is not your friend, gang. Shut the fuck up. I just hate the fact that like y'all do all of this, I do all that, play the whole street game. Then you get to the principal office per se, you doing everything that the streets tell you not to do. I'm just saying, as a street nigga, this is your time to shine with silence. Yeah.
For a reason. And it comes back down to this incident. You being honest with us is what we'll be able to work with you. We know that you were there. And we also got your DNA in this car.
If I've been in that car, I would tell you guys I've been in that car. I don't have no reason to lie or no reason to put myself in any trouble.
Your role in it is the driver, because we know you're the driver. Really what we're looking for is why. You're already being charged with the incident. You explaining your actions and what really went down is just going to help with your role in this. We know you didn't pull the trigger, but you not being honest with what went down is not going to help you. It's going to, the prosecutor and the judge and jury are going to look at someone who's not remorseful.
drove over there and they started shooting.
So they told you to drive over to Rockaway?
Yeah.
Who was sitting where in the car?
In the front, and Zebo sitting behind me, and then Pa sitting on the door.
It worked.
He even told niggas locations where they was at in the whip.
The cops actually got a name. It was a nickname, but cops could eventually tie this back to a man named Zaire's son.
And he was telling it $16K premium. $16K premium. Man.
Who would be interrogated later. This was huge. They'd actually gotten a gangster to tell on one of his partners. But they weren't done yet. They knew he still...
Look how he's sitting. Look how he's sitting. That should tell you a lot right there. Not everything, but a lot.
...had more information, and they weren't going to stop putting on the pressure now.
We gotta go back to who was in the car with you. I know you know Zebo. Pa, you say you just know him by Pa. Do you know his real name? Okay. And the third person, you're saying how often have you seen him? Would you be able to identify that last person by a picture?
Jeremiah physically looks defeated. He's avoiding eye contact and is hunched over. He likely never saw himself giving up the names of his partners, but that's exactly where he found himself. The cops, however, are over the moon, even managing to get descriptions of the people he doesn't know the names of. They ask a few more questions before leaving him alone for a minute to prepare their next move. However, on their return, they didn't expect to see Jeremiah, a once tough and unbreakable gang member, to cry because of what he'd done.
Would you say his first name was what?
Darian.
Is this him? Do you want some tissue, man? I need a verbal yes or no if that's him. Alright.
Yeah.
So let me get a tissue.
He's cooked. Whole game cooked.
If this is the first time you've seen a gang member cry, you're certainly not alone. But it actually happened again in the detective's very next interrogation. While these cops were busy talking to Jeremiah, a breakthrough had been made outside of the interrogation room. Remember this footage recorded by a civilian witness earlier? Well, after 5 days of investigation, they actually managed to track the car down, enabling them to...
Shit, he crying because, you know, his life over with. His life over with.
...take in another suspect.
You the driver, you a getaway driver, well, let me take that back. Because they might not even kill old girl.
Antonil Whitaker. Police would quickly realize that Antonil might be even more important than Jeremiah as a suspect. He's a supposed member of the BBM gang, and believed to be one of the suspects that initiated the shootout. The thing is, he's just 17 years old. Since there's still some information even Jeremiah couldn't give them, they figured they might be able to scare him into giving up everything he knows. And their first idea is an unconventional but possibly extremely effective method: a call home to mom.
Hello, Ma.
This is really, really serious now. You need to put yourself wherever you was and get to telling what your part as much as you can, because you can't take the blame.
L mama already. L mama already. L mama already. L mama already. Not even gonna lie. And I don't like calling niggas moms L's, but shit, she can hold that. No bullshit. Off the dribble, she could have said, "Don't say shit. We gonna get you a lawyer." Hey, done and over with. Telling that boy to tell everything was crazy. They should got a legal counsel first. Let me take this out. And talk to the legal counsel to see what they can share. Figure out a way to get him up out this. L mama already. I don't like disrespecting people's moms, but come on, man. That's crazy.
For this, and this was not you. You shouldn't be sitting here. They know it's your car. You can't get out of that. You better than this.
Antonil doesn't even seem to feel like following his mother's advice. Despite the fact that they know it was his car, he's claiming that someone else was actually driving it that day. And even more unfortunately, he'd forgotten exactly who. Listen to his story and see if you believe it as much as the detectives do.
So you said you were at home?
No, wait, like the whole day?
Someone took your car somehow, brought your car back, gave you the keys back or whatever, and then so you could take your sister home. That doesn't make sense, man. You know a jury, you know a judge. They're not. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's not, what you're giving is not even a good statement. It's not even a good lie. That's why it'd probably be easier for you to tell the truth.
You see, about an hour after the shooting, Antonil was confirmed to have used his car to pick his sister up from an event, meaning it was clear that he was still in possession of it. But that didn't faze Antonil, and despite how many questions police asked him, he refused to give up anything.
How this works, you might already know this from TV, but I mean it's kind of accurate. We're going to compare your DNA to the DNA on the shell casings that we collected on scene. Is there any reason your DNA is going to be on there? Because if there is, you've got to explain that. You said no, or I don't know. Who got in the car with you at all? If you're saying your DNA is not going to be on those shell casings, right? And you're saying you weren't driving, who did you let drive your car? Believe it.
I don't understand.
But right now it looks like it's on you.
They're trying to force a confession out of him by telling him that if he'd been in physical contact with any of the evidence tied to the murder, they would find out and he would get sentenced. And they're not lying either. When you touch anything at all, you leave behind skin cells, sweat, small hairs, or even oils that can quickly be traced back to you. Meaning, if Antonil had...
That was powerful information. With that being said, do not touch bullets, do not touch guns, do not touch anything of the sorts if it ain't yours. And if you're not a legal motherfucker. You ain't got to, certain states got they different cards where you can carry a gun. If you ain't got none of that, don't touch none of that shit. Especially if it's another man's or another person's. I can't even just put it all off on man and woman, but if it's another person's, like common sense 101, that's hood nigga 101. That's the first class, first day. Yep.
Had touched the car, the bullets when loading his gun, or anything else related to the murder, police would find out. However, as of now, detectives haven't had the time to run these tests to confirm if his DNA was present, meaning they couldn't pressure him to a confession, and they'd have to wait until later. So in the meantime, they moved their attention to the next suspect. Remember the man Jeremiah gave up to the cops back in his interrogation? That was Zaire Saunders. Once they had his name, they tracked him down and arrested him. And he would prove to be even more helpful than Antonil and Jeremiah combined.
Did you know of or hear about that young lady who got killed?
Yeah.
Did you know her?
Dude did a hit on house arrest. These niggas are dumb.
No.
We don't think that she was the one meant to be hurt. And I mean, based on what we're seeing. But unfortunately, she did get obviously hurt. Her family's hurt.
Right.
You know, when we did that search warrant, we got your phone.
Yes.
Okay. And we downloaded your phone. And your location is putting you on Rockaway that day. No shit. What happened that day, man?
I shot a pistol.
You shot a pistol?
Yes.
This seems like a breakthrough. He's just admitted to being a part of the shooting, and it seems that all the detectives' work has just paid off. But they're not quite there yet. Of the 3 shooters, 2 did indeed use pistols, but one of them was actually yielding the extremely dangerous automatic rifle that can be seen clear as day in the...
That is not an automatic rifle. More likely than not, it's a semi-automatic, probably with a binary trigger on it. Let me shut up, because the Lego piece is making its way around the trenches.
This footage here. Instead of jumping this fence after the shooting, the man with the rifle fled.
They did skip like hella first rules. You know, you don't bring your phone. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna drop another gem I learned watching these. You wear the wrong shoe size. Say you wear like a 8.5, wear a 9.5. Wear a 10. You know. That's another gem I learned by watching these. Gloves is another one. We don't do latex. You gotta do the work gloves. You know, you gotta do the work gloves, a little thicker. Cover up all the hair follicles, cause guess what can get on the hair follicles? gunpowder residue. Drill music in these videos right here done turned me into, well, I ain't gonna say turned me into, but I gained a lot of knowledge of of stuff I wouldn't have never learned or did or would ever do. I learned a lot.
Directly down Rockaway Street, and that's the direction Zaire's phone shows him running. The good news is, that clears Zaire of being the man that killed Tiara. After all, she was killed with a very specific pistol round. But that does put him directly in the spotlight of being the man with the most dangerous weapon, and one that is directly lying to the cops right now. And they're not about to let him get away with that.
Yeah, video there.
That's the most, boy. I learned that. The new cars give off locations, man.
You're on camera shooting a rifle.
Is it a pistol that holds, 2 rifle rounds?
Like, I mean, it ain't just. It is big.
Does it have a stock on it? Like something kind of modified type thing?
No, it didn't have a stock on it. So describe it then. I'm getting all of this rifle.
That single piece of information resulted in Zaire actually getting the highest sentence out of anybody involved in the case. Just the use of such a dangerous firearm
minimum sentence 10 years to life in prison if firearm is discharged during a crime.
Actually increased his prison time by somewhere between 10 and 15 years. But he still doesn't know that yet. He's still under the guise that if he helps the detectives out, he might get a better deal. So not only did he tell them where to find the rifle he used, he also gave up one of the most vital pieces of information the cops had received in the entire case.
You said the group BBM? I just know they call it BBM. For real? BBM? Yeah.
Zaire just told the cops the name of the gang that was involved. A huge piece of information that will help them track down every last individual that was part of this attack. Now the detectives have just one more final question that'll hopefully put together the final pieces of the puzzle they're looking for.
You've been extremely helpful throughout this whole interview. You helping yourself out too. You gotta ask.
That was a lie.
Whose idea was it?
I know for sure it wasn't mine. They just around. So we'll just say, yo, it's my dudes. But you got different dudes, and you got different, like, that's how they is.
Well, they didn't say it right then and there. They said it on Facebook, like. But they was like, I knew they was talking about me. They just didn't say it directly to me, but I knew they was talking about me.
He just gave up the group chat where all of these shootings supposedly were planned. With this, police simply had to cross-reference the names in the group chat with the supposed shooters on the CCTV, and the names that had been mentioned in previous interrogations, giving them enough evidence to sentence all 6 of the shooters. But unfortunately, this wasn't the resolution they'd hoped for. After examining all the weapons confiscated, it would turn out that none of them were a match to the bullet found in Tiara's head, meaning they still couldn't tie any specific person to the actual murder. However, there is one puzzle piece we haven't told you about yet. The one that would solve this entire case. Watching the CCTV footage, it's clear that there is one man that directly shot at Tiara's vehicle. If you follow
really too, if they looking.
This man, dressed in all black, back through the CCTV, you can trace him all the way back to the driver's seat of this black truck. A black truck that, until now, the cops were completely unable to identify. But then, they received one final piece of footage from a witness, allowing them to track it back to the owner, 44-year-old mother, Kia Brown. Police realized they had to interview her, knowing that whoever was driving Kia's black truck that day killed Tiara Harris.
Hey, how you doing, ma'am?
How are you?
Good. I'm Detective Smith. This is Detective Davis with Akron Police.
Hi.
Hey, we wanted to talk to you.
I mean, they is and ain't. Like they built enough to go do the stupid stuff, but when it's time to them consequences and they new home and new reality, it's something that you can't. I'm gonna just say this: it just take a special soul to be ready for jail and a long time in jail. Be willing to do that, no problem. Yeah, I'm about to live the rest of my life up here. It just take a special soul, Not everybody ready to go lose freedom for 20 years, and then in there, that's a whole nother beast. Them jail videos y'all be seeing, the Fleece Johnsons, the niggas that boy, I'm only in there trying to fight. Boy, I won 100 fights in the prison. Like, it's niggas really like that up in there. The worst of the worst is in this place.
Or whoever.
Snore, could you do jail? On some real shit? Yeah and no. Because I've been able to adapt to whatever surrounding I've been around. But, no. I'm so used to this luxury. I'm so used to being able to, like, right now, I can leave this house and go do whatever I want. I'm so used to that. So, realistically, no. But, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with it. But I don't even want to talk about jail. Let's knock on some wood. Let's knock on 4 different types of wood panels. Yeah.
Was driving. The one that drives this truck. Reference that incident that happened up the street. They were being shot at. And we're finally trying to catch up with them. Looked like a couple males. And have you heard about this?
I heard about what happened on the corner. This is my truck, but my son was driving.
It wasn't Kia, but her son driving the car that night. And after running his name, they'd find out he had ties to a rival gang of BBM. So the detectives had Kia call her son and hand over the phone to the officers.
I have some detectives here right now. The day that we were moving in, the incident that happened around the corner, they would like to speak with you. Do you have a moment? Can you go on break?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Good. I'm Detective Smith. I'm with Detective Davis with me. Hey, what's your name before we get started, bud?
Lanier Worthy.
Lanier. All right, Lanier. How you doing, man?
I'm doing kind of.
So listen, man, I won't keep too much of your time. We were wondering if we could talk with you and your mom maybe in person at some point, and we wanted to talk to you about that incident that happened up the street. We know you're over there, so we were hoping you could help us, actually. You're not in any trouble. We're actually hoping you could help us.
Actually, buddy, you're in big trouble.
Would there be a good day for you to...
This weekend fun?
Yeah, Sunday the 8th. Can we do it anytime after 2:30? Okay.
Anytime after 2:30?
All right, man. We appreciate it. We'll see you at 3:30.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Bye.
And just like that,
I would have been gone.
They had an interview scheduled, and this was the final suspect at the scene that they hadn't yet spoken to. The man suspected to be the driver of the black truck and the man they think shot Tiara.
Dad, how you doing? What's up, man? Appreciate you talking with us. So, I mean, obviously you know why we're here, about that incident that happened up the street. So, we just wanted to know your perspective. That happened that day. What did you see? That type of stuff. But you can run us through that day?
I was standing in the driveway on my phone. Then heard shots. I got down, ducked. Then when the shots stopped, I heard that, ran to the car.
When the shots started happening, you ran and got in the driver's seat. And then Teen got in your passenger seat. Right? Okay.
That was it. Lanier had just told them he was driving the black truck that day, confirming he was the man in all black that drove the truck and hopped in the Chevy. He was the man that fired the bullets. So they decided to ask him up front.
I'm about to ask you something, man. I'm about to ask you from your parents. I'm sorry, but I gotta ask. Did you shoot that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Even though he said no, police already had all the evidence they needed. The car tied to him, his ties to the rival gang, and finally the video of him shooting at Tiara's car. So they arrested him on the spot and brought him in for interrogation.
What's up, man? Lanier? Here you come.
Am I able to have a lawyer with me right now?
What's that?
Can I have a lawyer with me?
You can do whatever you want, man. I'm not here to... Okay. Are you saying you want your lawyer? You don't want to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But in the end, this wouldn't matter, as when they arrested and processed him, they managed to confiscate his gun. And after analyzing the forensics of the bullet inside of Tiara and Lanier's gun, it was a match. Lanier had fired the killing shot.
See, that's another crazy thing. Why you ain't get rid of the gun? Mind you, this happened in April. I don't know when everybody got caught up and ran up on, but the way they talked in the first interview, it was a little minute ago. That's how I know Buddy ain't had no money for real. Any Uber with some bread, some paper, Buddy got Gen 5, another Gen 5. The same day, actually. That's crazy he kept the gun.
After 5 months of investigation, all the puzzle pieces were finally...
He was cooked no matter if they didn't find the gun or not, because he already confirmed himself of being that person in that driver's seat.
In place. In total, 7 people were charged in this incident. Zaire Saunders was charged with involuntary manslaughter and 4 counts of felonious assault and was sentenced to 35 to 40 years. Antonil Whitaker and Jeremiah Williams got 20 to 24 years on similar charges, while the 4th assailant in this group, Darion Rackley, got 34 to 40 years. It was confirmed Antonil's DNA was in fact found on various bullet casings on Rockaway Street despite his claims in the interrogation room. The next 2 to be sentenced were the ones who shot back at Zaire's group after being rolled up on. They were Javier Small and Jonte Smith, who were sentenced to 4 years and 2.5 years respectively. Lastly was Linier Worthy, Tiara's actual killer. However, as of this video's upload, he's still awaiting sentencing. Tiara and George were not involved in any of the gangs in the shootout and...
Hold up though. Y'all think it's a way Buddy could get off Lanier? Off the simple fact of this, he got shot at first. Did kill that. Like, they ain't shoot nothing at him. And I'm sitting here thinking, if they would have returned fire back at the right people, I don't think none of them would have went to jail. It's just me though. My theory is old dude that had the girl in the car actually shot, and the girl did. Remember when he said the glass didn't break, possibly had the passenger window down, that him backing up, talking, looking at 3 shooters was a giveaway. He was with them, and look at the angle of the window, shot up the Apollo. That shot came from car with the girl, no doubt. He drove past and confirmed that what they was looking for, in my opinion. He may did that, but that black car only had 1 shot, and it was like the real quarter panel that had a bullet going in. And she got shot in the back of the head. That lines up. They didn't find no shells, no nothing in that car, just the 1 bullet in old girl. That Impala, the bubble one, if you looked at that window, it got pushed out. Shots was coming out, not coming in. It was coming out. That shit was bending out that way a little bit. Everybody cooked in the situation, bro. Everybody cooked. I wish they would have showed us the group chat and would have seen the motives or whatever, because all this senseless stuff was crazy.
Were found completely innocent. At long last, Tiara and her family could finally be at peace.
But if you like these type of videos on the Snorted Dude channel, be sure to leave some in the Discord or down in the comment section. The only one I'm having sympathy for is Tiara's mama and Tiara. That's the only one. In old boy girlfriend that got shot. That's the only one I got sad feelings for. Everybody else, fuck them.